Welcome to the Figure Zone. Today I've got a 1/6 scale review that I'm going to turn into a custom because it looks a little bit more cooler. Here is the 1/6 scale Sideshow Collectibles Star Wars Utapau Shadow Trooper that I turned into a 1/6 scale Trooper Commander, which looks a little bit cooler. Now I want to do a quick review on this figure just in case you don't have him and you're looking to pick this guy up. He's probably pretty hard to find right now. He came out in 2011. I think this was only limited to 1,500 pieces, and he was only like 90 bucks, I believe. So right now he probably goes for a butt ton of money, but this is still a very cool figure, but maybe or maybe not worth the cash that he goes for now. I love these old Sideshow boxes. You open them up, you get to see everything that's in there. There's usually like 2 trays of stuff. What's cool is not many people know, back in the day, Hot Toys actually collaborated with Sideshow Collectibles to make certain things on the figure. I'm not sure if they did the armor on this one, or they did the weapons, or both, and Sideshow just supplied the body. Not totally sure. Let me know in the comments below if you know any more about this. So with accessories with this, you pretty much just get the old circular stand that came with all the Star Wars figures. Sometimes exclusive ones came with extra writing or an extra design. Sideshow also included some feet for some action poses, which is pretty cool, so you don't have to worry about bending up your feet. You get the standard blaster here. What I should not have done is taken this little extendo piece here and dropped it down, because once you move those things just one time, they seem to never stay ever again. They'll stay, but yeah, not like they used to. You also get his Juggernaut blaster, which is almost the same size as the actual clone trooper. So this thing is pretty cool. Again, super detailed. Looks pretty much just like the Hot Toys one out now. So very cool. You also get a bunch of hands with these. Now what I liked about the Sideshow hands, and they still do it, you get a wrist peg with each hand. So that's fracking cool. You don't get any extra wrist pegs in case you break them, but these pegs are pretty strong. I don't think I've ever broken one before, and I've had a bunch of Sideshow figures. Hey, if you're digging on the video so far, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out my channel big time. Every time someone hits the thumbs up button or leaves a comment, an algorithm is produced in the matrix. YouTube sees this and it shares the video with more and more people, so more people get to see this cool video and get to check out this figure. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my figure reviews, news, and all kinds of crazy stuff that might come next. You don't want to miss out. And here is the figure. Again, he looks really awesome. He has the Sideshow body, which isn't the best, so I'm not going to go over articulation too much. I don't like bending the old Sideshow figures that much because I'm afraid they're just going to not hold their poses. I mean, right now this guy is pretty sturdy. He holds his poses pretty well. The armor is amazing on this thing. I love it. I love the colors. He's super crazy weathered. He's got some movable pieces on there. And he looks amazing. I wish I would have bought 2 of them. So now pretty much what I did was I took that guy. He was cool, but I just wanted a little bit more from this figure. Now I got this cool 3D printed shoulder pauldron from 1/6 Clones off of their Etsy site. They also have an eBay site. Definitely check them out. And I painted it up a little bit, painted it black, painted the red on there. Just threw some slight weathering on it. I don't want to weather it up too much. Just a little bit here and there. And I think it came out pretty cool. The shoulder pauldron definitely makes this figure look like a different guy. I also got these little chest boxes that go on the strap, also from 1/6 Clones. They're just basically printed, 3D printed, and you just paint them up. I used Tamiya paints on here and just add some weathering and some different shades. Now I got these holsters, blasters, and the comma as a set from Camino 3D Facility off of the eBay site. Also runs an Etsy site too. Definitely check them out. A lot of cool stuff. What I did with these blasters and the holsters, where I painted a metallic silver as the base coat, and then painted a bunch of weathering on top and a bunch of like blackish and gray tone just to give it more of a pop going on to the weapon as opposed to just flat kind of paint. And the comma looks amazing. It's got a rubber band on it, kind of rubber bandy material there, so it stretches. You can put this thing over. So again, I thought these guys looked awesome. Actually, Hasbro was the first guys to make the Commander version of this, and I pretty much based my figure off of this kind of style right here. I think this just looks so cool. I love the red on these guys, and to add more red in some spots, it just makes this figure look even cooler. And here's the finished Shadow Trooper Commander. Now the biggest problem I have is once you put the shoulder pauldron back on, the head doesn't quite fit all the way on. It doesn't snap on totally securely. It's on, but when you pose his head, it kind of falls off sometimes. Maybe use a little bit of blue tack just in case to keep it on. The little straps here, I attached the little chest pouch things, and I used, instead of basic Gorilla Glue, I attached everything with this Gorilla Tough and Clear mounting tape stuff. It's like thin double-side tape, and pretty much attached everything through that. So the blaster straps, I pretty much attached those on with the tape, and then I put like a small piece of tape underneath the holster and attach that to the comma. I don't think it'll come off. It'll probably rip the comma if I try taking it off, so get it just right. Mine was off just a little tiny bit, just enough for my eyes to go, ah. Chest pouches, the same exact thing. I took the tape and pretty much taped them on there, and it turned out pretty good. I don't have to worry about messy glue. And this is the tape right here, and this stuff's awesome. I got it at frackin' Walmart for like $4 or $5, and that's pretty much all you need for this. Now for the actual strap, for the chest strap, I use this Simply Cross Grain. Now this stuff's pretty good. This is a 1/4 inch by 6 yards, and I think this stuff works the best. It's thick and it's just big enough to look just right on the 6 scale figure. Yeah, I'm totally loving the way this guy looks now. The extra chest pieces, the boxes, the comma with the red, and the red pauldron just make this guy pop even more. I actually used the Tamiya paints and tried to match that grayish color as much as possible so I can make those chest boxes look like the gray, and tried to get the red as close as possible to the way the eyes look. And this guy came out pretty good. Again, maybe use a bit of blue tack in the head to keep it on a little better. Mine is, it's on, it's secure, but if you turn the head sometimes a little bit, it'll pop off. It's pretty much just clamping back on. Now the belt on these guys, they're not removable. So I did not want to cut it by modifying it that much. I don't like doing that to my figures sometimes. So I pretty much just lifted it up a little bit with like a screwdriver head and slid the elastic piece on the comma underneath the belt. It still works. I think it looks pretty cool. Would I want it underneath there all the way? Yeah, sure, but I really don't want to cut the belt on this thing. I wish Hot Toys and Sideshow would have made these belts with a Velcro piece, but they're not. You got to cut the things. So keep that in mind. Slide it up, or you got to cut it and then put some Velcro pieces on it to get it back on there. If you don't want to modify your figure that much, just don't cut it, slide it up like I do, because this stuff can be easily taken off. Nothing is glued on permanently to the actual figure, so it'll mess it up. Even the chest strap, it's just a little bit of this tape stuff that I use, the Gorilla tape. It's attached to the actual belt, and that can come off if you want to. But in the end, it looks pretty cool. Quick DIY thing if you got one of these guys. You got a couple of them. They look cool together, but the commanders just look so much cooler, and your collection's gonna look way cooler. I've got a bunch more of these coming up soon with the Hot Toys versions of the Coruscant Guard and also of the 501st. I got a bunch on the way. Just got to get the time to do these things, and it only took a couple hours in total. Just cutting the tape into small pieces and pretty much painting this stuff was pretty easy. It's just a matter of having the right paints and the patience. Let me know in the comments below if you like this figure or you've done one yourself to any one of your Hot Toys or Sideshow figures. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks so much for watching. Till the next video.